Hayalaka, Hayalakia, Haleati, Hayalana. And there's Ranger helping us along. Yako Satoshia. Sound, light, and love raises our frequency to that which is perfect health, which we like to call healing in this way, in this now. But understand that we are simply navigators of vibration and resonance, that we are on a vibrational journey. Sikiriato sore. Thank you for being with me. Hi, I'm Wendy. So today, in this cup of inspiration, there are many things I'd like to share. Our guides, your guides, for your guides are my guides, and our delightful Emissaries of the Light Collective. These multidimensional messages come because we are multidimensional beings, and I'm always guided to share my highest joy in whatever way I'm guided to in any given moment. So I wanted to thank all of you once again for being with me today in this way, in this now. And as we explore elevating our frequencies, navigating the multidimensional world, bringing our higher dimensional selves in remembrance and in congruence and parallel, in harmony with all that we are, with our multidimensionality, and bringing it into the here and the now. And one of the ways I love to do that is through color and sound and light languages, because everything is a frequency. Every color is a frequency, light is a frequency, sound is a frequency, and everything speaks to us on different frequencies, as do these languages of lights, which everything around us is speaking a language of the lights, the light of source, of all that is. Everything is emitting a particular frequency, even the smells, the scents, if you will, the flowers, the everything in nature that contains a scent. A scent has a frequency. A scent can bring you a vibration. It can bring you into a vibration. Looking at a color can bring you into a particular frequency or vibration. Hearing a sound, hearing music, hearing a truth, something that vibrates your chakras and gets your Merkaba going, reminding you, it starts spinning that engine within you, that solar yellow energy. So I'm celebrating today this solar energy, this turquoise energy of our solar plexus and our heart chakra, and the rainbow in us, the peacock in us, the magnificent butterflies that we are transforming right now. We are all in the midst of great change. And I love all my little trinkets here are around me. I call them my trinkets and my treasures. And how fitting, even my cup today is yellow and green with my lemon. Cheers, everyone. So there are a great many things that I, as I said, and our emissaries of the light and our guides would like to share with us today. And so part of that is this idea of 11. Today equals 11. So everyone who does know me, I love 11. I love the idea of 1 and 1, it really equaling 3. That unique link that we all are, where we have your energy and my energy, two energies alchemizing and becoming a brand new thing, a brand new life, a new birth. So 1 and 1 is about you seeing you, your divine image. That is what this is about for me, is helping us all me helping you, our angels, our guides, channeling this energy where we all become not only in unison and unity and harmony with ourselves, but then when we are in harmony with ourselves, we truly become in harmony with all that is. And it isn't until we begin to see the mirror of the harmony around us and how that relates to the harmony within us and how we are one and the same. The same beings, the same cycles, the same elements, the same needs in many ways. Everything exists because it wants to be seen and heard and loved and noticed and accepted. And everything in creation is about that. I was thinking a lot about today about the idea, once again, of how we power each other's lives when we share, when we become ourselves, when we ignite our own inner flame, our own yellow solar plexus energy, when we shine, when we become our creative selves. We understand that there is inspiration in our limitations. When we embrace what we chose to come here and choose as our limitations are truly the inspirations for each other. And there are so many things that I wanted to share, that they wanted to share, that I'm just going to go with what order they come in this multidimensional message. So I'd like to once remind you that when we are shining, we are really powering each other's lives. And this pin was given. I've shared this before, but it's really small. But so there we are, powering each other's lives. And this was actually a token of appreciation to my partner for his many years in his service to the electric company. So how fitting. Electric, our hearts are a huge magnetic electromagnetic force. We can be our hearts can stop and start with electricity. We are emitting powerful energy every day. All of us, every moment we breathe. When we are telepaths and empaths, we feel each other's energy. And that's really what all of this is about too, is empowering each other to feel each other's energy, to stop thinking and stop judging, and embrace and get and receive the inspiration through our limitations. Because truly, isn't it, every single thing that we all chose to express ourselves in every way in this life, we chose specific, what we call limitations. That doesn't mean that's what they are. That's what we have been led to believe to call them. That is what we've defined, what we consider an imperfection, we consider a limitation. But depending on how you look at it, every single person that is here on this planet that shares a story or anywhere in the cosmos is inspiring somebody else by a limitation that they have discovered or chosen, let's say chosen within themselves, because we have all chosen these limitations in order to explore a particular theme. So we power each other's lives by sharing these limitations. And I'm listening to how they're helping me tie this together. So okay, so let me begin by saying that I'm in this yellow energy, and so it's about creativity and connecting our heart with knowing who we are, and knowing who we are, connecting that with our heart, and then showing our true colors, becoming colorful, becoming this peacock that we are, this beautiful, beautiful butterfly. So so there's inspiration through limitation. And I wanted to begin by saying, for anybody out there who's suffering any form of grief right now, I wanted to send you loving healing. And I received a message today that there was a death in our family, a passing, if you will. I prefer to use has made their transition. And it was interesting because I'm not saddened anymore by that idea of transforming, because I understand now it's a transformation, right? We're all butterflies spinning different cocoons each time we regenerate into something new, to experience a new experience. And so therefore he's made us transition. And it was very interesting because the first thing that we hear is rest in peace. And it's interesting because the very first thing I heard was, and I wanted to say hi, Bob. His name is Bob. But I want to send healing to those who remain here, who still feel the absence of the loss of that physical presence. But yet I want to remind you, he wanted to remind us, and butterflies remind me, because butterflies are representative to many of us in our lives, including me, of those who have passed, that even my own aunt, my mom's sister, who transitioned quite young, and she sends me, I know she's here with butterflies. We know she's around with butterflies. And it was interesting because some of my journey led to me today on the discovery of more about ideas about butterflies, and how I have always related to butterflies. And my energy feels a little bit like a butterfly, but how we're all butterflies in the darkness of the cocoon and pushing our way out. And if we make the job too easy for each other, and we try to bust that cocoon open too soon, we don't allow another to grow their own wings and allow them to be strong enough. And we're not here to fix anybody. The limitations are not limitations. They're inspirations for all of us, for each other, because they're mirrors. So they're not limitations. And so the people do not need to be fixed. They're not broken. They don't need healing. What we need to do is it's not about wanting them to see, it's about us seeing another in their perfect light and allowing them to go through their own metamorphosis, and not thinking that they're broken, that there's something wrong with them, that we need to fix them, that we need to drag them out of their cocoon, that we need to change their experience, and how that affects us. And I've been surrounded still in this golden ray energy, and which leads me in a few minutes to some of the the treasures, if you will, in the crystals that I have here. And this idea of change and yellow, and that we see yellow as the representation of sunlight, change, of shining our inner light. And so the very first thing I saw the other day when the first day of spring was, I saw a yellow butterfly. And so it got me into looking up butterflies and more about butterflies. And I realized now it was a tiger swallowtail. And so yesterday we were talking about the tiger's eye. So I wanted to mention Alex. Hi, Alex. And love you guys so much when you leave your comments. Lorraine and Florentine, thank you so much. I love you guys so much for the interactions, and I love it when you share your synchronicities. Absolutely love when you share your synchronicities. So the tiger's eye. And then I thought it was funny today when I looked up this butterfly, and it turned out to be that the butterfly that I saw is actually an Eastern tiger swallowtail. So when I first saw it, it was about it reminded me about spring and metamorphosis. And the thing that Bob said to me today was, when I heard the rest in peace that we say that about everybody's, he said, rest hell. and maybe not the word hell, but he's like rest hell. He says, we're not resting, you guys. He said, the last thing we're doing is resting. He said, fly in peace. He says, you're flying in peace. He said, understand, I'm not resting now. I'm flying. I'm here to now be everything I came to be, to see. He says, in that flash, I saw everything. I saw what I designed as my limitations to be inspirations for another. And right away I thought, the very first thing I thought is he's with his son now. His son died very young, and in a very tragic car accident when we were all very young. His son, he was a teenager when he died. And so the first thing I thought was, oh, he's with Larry. And they're like, and he's saying to me, Wendy, it's the same. It's better, because had I known, I could have communicated with him more. When I was there, I would have tried more. I would have believed more about that it's just a metamorphosis, and that we all live forever, and that the solar light energy is what we are. And so how we empaths, all of us, we all are frequency linguists. We are all reading energy, speaking energy. So we're here to embrace what we call our limitations, because isn't it everything that we share, that we admire, that we share in social media, in the happy news about people who have gone beyond their limitations and have been an inspiration to the rest of us? Isn't that what we all do? Is we share each other's stories about our limitations, how we went beyond them, so we can be inspirations for each other? Isn't every single limitation an experience for inspiration, an opportunity for inspiration? Isn't everything? You think about I think about the Olympics and how they push themselves and push themselves. They take their bodies to the limits. And I think about my buddy Will and his Ironmans, and how he pushes his body to the limit because he can, because we want to know what our limitations are. And then we want somebody else to be inspired by that, to show somebody. And so, and it's interesting how the butterfly, and how this corresponds with the conversation I was having about white feathers and white magic and the swans, and how the two facing swans have always been, if you look at the way they face, that they create a heart, and how we've always symbolized that, and how the white feather came to me from my guides and saying, this is the symbol. The swan feather, the swans, the white feather is the symbol for purity, for that the knowing that you have that ability to wave your white light and create anything and be anything. And that the butterfly wings themselves also, when you look at their shape, turn it on their side. I have all these scribbles from today, you guys, so sorry about that. But so, and then my pot of gold there from yesterday too. So we've got the butterfly energy, and when you see that it's looks also like a heart. When we look at, I'm looking at when you look at the butterfly wings, they also look like a heart. And so he's saying, fly in peace. And now there's these huge hawks flying over right now. These huge, beautiful hawks are flying right over me now. And so it was interesting, because then in my path of looking in my research today about butterflies, and it occurred to me, I said, I was guided to the color rose also, and roses, and the rose essence, and the scent of roses, and how it purifies and brings us to this higher dimensional energy. When we smell roses, I loved growing roses. It was it was my absolute favorite flower to grow, partially because they're so finicky and picky, but because they're so beautiful, and the colors, each color is a different scent. It represents all the colors that we are, and even my shirt today is like all of that. So how all of the colors of the butterfly wings, and how gorgeous, how beautiful they are, and how I was then reminded of the pale yellow and amber crystals and the gold. So here I've got pyrite here, and how the amber and the pale yellow, I was visited by Uriel, the angel, and how Uriel heals resentment and forgiveness, and how when we lose judgment, when we understand that there is no limitation, that people don't need to be fixed, that they're just having an experience like we are, there's nothing to resent, there is no reason for aggression. The reason why and then Sandalphon came, the prophet Elijah, about who heals aggressive tendencies, and the idea, the color turquoise. So I've got this color turquoise energy. So here I found here we are lifting each other up, and the yellow and the blue and the turquoise and the red, the pink, actually it's almost orange, really, the sacral even energy, and courage. The back of this is courage. And how when we understand that limitations, when we see somebody go beyond their limitations, we go, wow, are they courageous? Wow, do they have courage? Look at the courage they have to change. Look at the courage they have, and how inspiring their limitations are to all of us. And yet we don't even see our own limitations as inspiration to someone else or ourselves. We don't see that our lives and the things that we thought were limitations were really an inspiration for ourselves, to show us who we really are, by showing us what else is it that we need to pay attention to be our creative selves. And here I've got this stone, this spider. And I was looking at a spider web the other day, and Charlotte's web, the name Charlotte, Charlie, my pendulum named Charlotte. So Charlotte's web, the story of the spider. But the spider is the representation of the wheel of life, of creation, of creativity. So here we are in this number 11 energy, and and the idea of the turquoise energy and the yellow energy, that when we no longer need to have these aggressive tendencies, because the reason why we have them or feel aggression toward or resentment toward another is because they have something we want, they've done something we want to accomplish, they remind us that we are not shining, or they've done something that we think we resent them because they hurt us. No, they didn't. Nobody hurts you, but you wanting the experience of having that pain that you can transform and change through your own ideas of limitation. And so one of the biggest gifts I've ever received is from all of you, from all over the world, of physical gifts. And so many times we perceive things as limitations. Where are you guys going with this right now? Okay, let me, I'm just going to backtrack for just a second on that. And what I wanted to, first I wanted to say though, that here is the turquoise and the amber, the citrine, is this idea of I'm going with the yellow stones. And so basically what they're showing me is the golden medallion, the idea of the yellow, the sunshine. And this was actually a gift. I've shown this a couple of times. It's metal. I love it. It's actually all the shape of a UFO, a UFO spaceship too, which I kind of think is pretty darn cool. But you can see the imprints on here, and it feels like the sun. It feels like an amulet that says, I need to walk into my power. I am an inspiration through what I perceive as limitation. Yet I am a god, and I'm a goddess, and I embrace that within myself. And so we've got this turquoise and citrine, calcite, rose quartz, amethyst, sweetgrass, danbrite, selenite, and I wanted to thank my buddy Gracie for these, because this, we so often see ourselves as limited beings that we have nothing to offer another. And I wanted to say to all of you, to open to the idea that, abundance isn't about money. Money is just a piece, a tool, a part of abundance. And when we think of gold, so I've got this pyrite now, so I'm going to kind of go here now. So I've got this pyrite here, this gold, this fool's gold, but it reminds us that this connects us to the ground, the earth, the energies, but it connects us to our higher selves, to the idea that we have everything that we need and we're all important, and that we think we're limited beings and that we don't have something to share. And that yet I've received these beautiful gifts from all over the world, from all of you, because of light languages, because of sharing who we really are, because of sharing our gifts and abilities. It's not always about money. When you have a gift to exchange with the world, it's your solar plexus. It's your peacock shining. It is your gift, whatever that gift that you have, and that you have got to embrace your gifts and abilities. You've got to show who you are and shine. And it's not always about money. It's about sharing what you have, who you are, and sharing that with the world. And by doing this, we okay, what are they showing me? And I'm going to put a link to the site that I was reading today about pyrite, because it just has so many amazing things, and how they said how it, in addition to being with these other stones, with quartz and the citrine and the amber stones, and my birthstone is topaz, yellow topaz. This actually fell out of a bracelet I have. Yellow topaz. And so I was guided to all my yellow stones today again, and the gold, and my organite heart with the alchemization of the copper, the gold, the elements, the earth. There's a teeny tiny feather in there. Can you guys see that? A tiny feather. So we have all of these elements together in this heart of, so we all have something to share with each other. So these gifts, thank you, Gracie, for these gifts that you guys give me. It's not always about money. If there's something that you need and you need in the world, there's always somebody else on the other side who has something to offer in an energetic exchange for that gift. So that's one of the things I love opening up to. It's not always about money. Do you want an oracle card reading? Do you want to talk about light languages? Call me. It's not always about private sessions and money. It's about, the agreement of an energetic exchange that says, this is what I have to offer. What can I give in exchange? I've had people exchange artwork with me and send me gifts and crystals and books and just oracle cards. I love it. I love it. I love it. The most beautiful gift a person can give and receive. For example, the seashells that I pick up along the shore of the lake here, and I've been guided to place my symbols on them, give them my blessings, and offer them to the world as an energetic exchange of energy. So you always have something to offer everyone in the world. There's always somebody who needs your gift, your ability. And I was even reminded, I'm just letting them guide me as to what to show out of all my bag of tricks here. And because there's so many things that they wanted to cover today. So this one is don't know if you guys maybe back in if you this is Cheap Trick. This was a which I'm sorry, I've already forgotten his name, from the band Cheap Trick. And so we happened to be at a concert, and they were throwing out guitar picks. And so this is in with my goodies to remind me how much music means to me, about getting on stage, life's stage, about coming. I mean, if I would have, I never would have. Well, let me put it this way. I only imagined myself what it would be like for me to really come out of myself. When I saw this band perform, it was so long ago that I never would have really imagined myself being yellow bold enough to even be doing this. And so this is my reminder. This is why I keep this in there, to be in touch with my own inner harmony, to be in touch with music, to remember that time in my life, to remember that time in my life for a lot of reasons, that time in my life, which really is just now. It's happening right now. It's not the past. It's happening. I'm experiencing that experience with you right now, because everything is now. And we can call it the past if we want, if it makes us feel better to look at life as linear, but it's not the past at all. It's now. I'm experiencing that now with you. I can hear the songs now. I can see them on stage. I can see all his guitars lined up. I forget how many he had lined up. So I could see all their guitars lined up, and just the energy and the joy when people come together. Anything of a gathering like that, especially when there's music. The angels are here. I'm hearing right now the choir of angels. We're always hearing the choir of angels. We're always hearing the plants sing. We're always hearing the planets sing, the planets. We're always hearing the galaxies sing. We're always hearing everything sing on different frequencies, whether we realize it or not, because we are frequency, vibrational resonance linguists. We read energy, feel energy, speak energy. Even this sound that comes out, people can communicate by hand, right? Even if they can't hear. To someone else who speaks another language, that makes no sense at all. Even I don't necessarily understand what they're saying. Light language is about that. It's about frequency. If I imagine myself, if I become a butterfly, if I become a bird, if I become a tree, if I become a rock, a stone, if I become the water, the frequency of it, I can literally speak their language. I can become the frequency in which they will speak through me in a language that perhaps none of us can understand, but it is the linguists of frequency, the linguists of light. We are the linguists of light. So everything you do, you are speaking your language of light. Everything you put out to the world, everything you share, every thought that has ever been thought will always exist. Every possibility from those thoughts, every single potential always exists and will ever exist. And it's something we can't even fathom. And so even now I'm invited to take a breath of water. Sorry, we've got some company driving through there. Hang on a sec. So I've also wanted to mention that I got my jade here too, because the jade and my little jade hearts here. So the pyrite is also accentuated with the jade as well. So we've got that heart green heart energy with that as well. So it was interesting in the idea of this masters of limitation. You know, we came here, all of us, as masters of limitation, and we are here to embrace, they are saying you need to embrace your limitations, because they actually identify your path. You can never leave your path because you are divinity. You can never be off your divine path because you already are divinity. And so where are you guys going with this? So the yellow, the music, the harmony, the idea, the butterflies, the transformation. We're never resting. It doesn't matter when we are. We're never resting. The idea is to fly in peace, to live in peace. We are not supposed to live here and go through all this agony and then go rest someplace and take it easy. That's not the way it works. And so it's about living in peace now. And the idea of white being the representation of peace, yet white, the crystal, meaning the containing of all colors, the prism, the entire prism. And when I was thinking about butterflies today, I started an 11 and all these things. So this is all intertwined. So this is a handmade pendulum by my friend Holly Strong, my beautiful star sister. She's so beautiful. Another healer, shaman, took me on my first shamanic journey. And when she gave this to me, this is 11 links. And my guides told me immediately, the angels told me this 11, because of my life path being 11, and she purposely made it with 11 links, I immediately was transported into a meditation when I received it and communed with it and her energy. And she told me her name was Pasha, and Holly was given the name Rose. And so I was given the name Pasha Rose. And so it was interesting how all this came to be today. And in keeping with butterflies as well. So if you look at the color of the stones she chose these stones for very specific reasons, because they're multidimensional, and they're she wanted to get as close to the color rose and crystals, the clear crystal, in addition to 11 links, because the idea I was given was that I would help each other. Sorry, I feel like I got hair in my mouth. Help us heal all of our timelines all at once. To literally, and when we say heal, really meaning metamorphosizing, in that we feel that we are the butterfly in the center of this spiral, and that we really are continuously always metamorphosizing, always changing and regenerating and regenerating. And the idea is that each one of those fractals, they're not broken. Each one of them doesn't need fixing. They don't need healing. They need love. They need acceptance. They need to be embraced. And this is what the 11 energy does. The idea of awakening, the idea of seeing the light, being a light worker. It's about joining our prisms together, being our light, being our own sun, being our sun, being our center sun. And the idea of healing that is sending all of those fractals love and feeling the feeling of all of that love coming back to us. What you put out is what you get back. And so whatever you believe is what you see receiving back to you. And so it was interesting today. Well, when I first looked up the word Pasha, and there was two things I was just reminded to bring up. Violet was something about the wild violets. I wanted to mention that too, that about the synchronicity about the wild violets in my yard all over the place too, is I also have a grandmother named Violet and a niece who was named Violet after her. And Rose, I have a sister-in-law named Rose. And as you can see, I've got roses here. This is a pink quilt, pink and white, that belonged to my grandmother, Wolfe. And these are all actually hand cross-stitch. Each one of these roses are all over the quilt, and each one is hand cross-stitch. So I found that very multidimensional. I wanted to point that out as well. And the roses on my treasure chest here, which is part of the story for our Masters of Limitation today. And so that was one of the things I wanted to show you guys about the idea of limitation, and just this idea about 11 and walking through that portal, that gateway of understanding that you're perfect the way that you are. You're here to shine. You're here to be different because you are different, because we're all different. You're supposed to be different. When we embrace this fire inside of us, and the element is, the direction is south, so I'm facing south. When we think of south, we think of the sun, the equator, about heat. And so here we are, the element is fire. So we're still in this Aries energy of fire sign, and the yellow fire, the green fire, the heart fire energy following the passion of your heart. The direction is south, and the property is protection. When we are following our inner guidance and our own flame, we feel completely protected. Nothing can stop us. And so there's that energy as well, that when we're shining our own light and being ourselves, we feel completely protected. And so part of this multidimensional message today was about understanding about how all of these things are connected to each other. And when I looked up Pasha Rose today, I was reminded that the first time I looked up the word Pasha, I had found in some language it translated to messenger, which I thought was interesting. And then today, when I was looking it up further, I realized that Pasha is also the name of a type of a butterfly. And I was like, okay, it's a brush-footed painted lady, and it's a Pasha is a butterfly. And it's also the definition is also an honorary title. And interestingly, all of this is really very so interesting how it all connects, because then that also translates to Basha, Bashaw, which I thought was kind of funny, like Bashar with a W. So I thought that was kind of synchronistic for any of you who understand the teachings of Bashar, and that really it is the teaching of the laws of really the all of the laws of the universe. So what was taught to them and what they understand and what they were sharing with us. So, and it was interesting because I said, I've never seen a pink butterfly. Is there such thing as a rose-colored butterfly? And so as that led me a little on too, I realized that there was something called a peacock butterfly. And so I thought this whole thing was very synchronistic about colors and the peacock and the energy, and that it's very rare. There's no rose, there's only like one or two rose or red color butterflies, and one is the Chalcedon checker spot, and the other one is this Aglace, Aglais, peacock butterfly. And so I want to make sure I said this right. Lepidopterology, the study of butterflies. And so whatever that means to any of you, and the idea of rose and pink and then the yellow and the blue and the butterfly energy. And it's interesting how that we've got a blue butterfly here and a yellow background, along with the red spiral. So a lot of interesting synchronicities for me today with all of this and and I just wanted to share all of this energy with you. And really the idea of us being here as the masters of limitation. And where'd the card go? Uh-oh. One of the symbols, where's my froggy? Uh-oh, I need to find my frog. Where'd it go? Oh, hang on, guys. So in keeping too with this idea of regeneration, here's a beautiful gold and green leaf. I just love it. It's just an old pin that I found as I was rummaging through my old junky jewelry stuff. And to remember that you guys, here is a starfish too. We're all stars. You are all stars. All stars, yellow, see? And we're all at the center of the same wheel. We're all the same center point. We're all God. And then we're all a spoke, a shining beam of the light of the one star, you know. And so if you can look at it that way, and you realize that, and then you remember, one, your power, because you're part of all that is, and you can access all that is because you're part of the same star. But that also, that what you do affects everything, and vice versa. So in this keeping with transformation, and I wanted to thank you all for sticking it out here, because this was really important today, that this energy got moved through about this idea of, it's been in my writings for the last couple of weeks, that they've been wanting to discuss this idea of limitations and this idea of inspiration through limitation, because everyone is so worried and comparing themselves to everyone else that everyone thinks they're limited in some form, and then they put this mask on and pretend that they can't go do the things that they want to do in their life because of their limitations. It's the limitations that you chose to be here with, to identify your strengths, were the reasons for what you call a limitation. But we call it a limitation as if there's something that is wrong with us, yet it's the ones who overcome, as we were discussing earlier, these limitations, that become the inspiration for all of us to go do the things we're already capable of. That the only reason we haven't done it is because we're just afraid, because the only limitation that we had is because we're afraid. Well, when you see somebody doing something and accomplishing something, when they're in what we would consider a severe limitation, I mean, really, Stephen Hawking, what a perfect example. So in keeping with that, and with that idea, I wanted to share something very private with you guys, very personal, that some of you may already know, and I may have mentioned it in maybe some of my videos. But in this idea of complete transformation, I want to share with you my little froggy card. Now, this frog was given to me by my sister, and frogs, of course, are a great symbol of transformation, because, of course, they started as little tadpoles swimming around, and then they get their legs and they become land-bearing creatures, but yet they can do it all, right? So there they are, and look at all the cute little creatures on this card. All the cute little, just the cute little beings all over this card. I love it. And all the yellow. So I'm absolutely loving this card. And my sister made this for me. And inside, I'll just share it with you guys. Now, my sister, when she was 45 years old, had an aneurysm, a brain aneurysm, called an AVM for short, AVM. You guys can look it up. Tangled web of veins that can create an aneurysm, and she had an aneurysm. And so many people have it, live with it forever, don't know they have it. Some people, this happens, and so it created her to become paralyzed, literally, on the entire right side of her body. She's right-handed. In the ensuing weeks after the aneurysm, she was one of the few candidates who were able to actually have the brain aneurysm removed. So she went in about a week later, I think it was a week or two later, and had her actual brain opened up, and they removed the whole tangled web so that it wouldn't happen again. Now, not everybody who suffers an AVM is actually able to have it removed. So she was one of the candidates who was able to do that, but of course it was very risky. At any rate, she was still paralyzed. She is still paralyzed. And it's been, wow, let's see. Gosh, I don't know, 7 years now? I'm like losing count. So she really literally had, now it didn't affect her speech or her eyesight. However, she literally feels nothing, literally down to the middle of her tongue, no taste buds, right down the center of her body. And so the other side is just really, she holds it. She wears a leg brace in which she cannot get out of bed, ever. She can never walk without two shoes on. She has a leg brace that goes up to her knee, where she has to put the leg brace on and both shoes on just to get up to pee in the middle of the night. Well, she had to learn to pretty much do everything all over again. And so she also lives on the 3rd floor of a building. So she said in rehab, well, I can't go home until I can climb stairs, and I need to be able to climb three flights. And she did. And she does still. And she also volunteers once a week at the hospital, in which she was employed for a couple decades. She worked for, in the medical field, not as she was in the administration side of things, and secretary to different physicians and so forth. And so very interesting that she started making these cards, handmade cards, before her stroke. And it was something that, aside from her limitations, she decided she was going to start doing it again. And it took a while, and she had to learn how to write again with her left hand. She had to learn pretty much how to walk and eat and, do all those things. And so it was a long, long road. And so I wanted to share, because I really have been guided to do this, because there's that idea of the inspiration through limitation, that now, even though I even understand on a higher level even why she even chose this, what somebody would consider a handicap or a limitation, but yet so that she could identify her strengths, and so that she could, whatever it is that whatever theme she came to explore here. And so we have to say, in situations like that, we have to remind ourselves, they're not broken. It's not like, oh, they need pity, or they need to be felt sorry for, they need to be healed. She doesn't need to be fixed. If she really wanted to be fixed, that would happen. If that was going to be part of her reality, her creation, her experience, then that's exactly what would happen. And so, but we have to accept the fact that when that's not the case, that's not our choice. It's not our call. And we have to love them anyway, just like we want to be loved completely and utterly for what we consider our limitations, in order that we may shine. Now, I want to show you guys this. Now, my sister bought me this little treasure chest at a craft show, and it's, hand painted, and I love it. Look at all the roses, guys. Roses. And what I discovered was it was the perfect size. And this isn't even all of them, but this is quite a bit of them. It's the perfect size for all my sister's cards. And I just want to show you, and I don't want to bore you guys with this, but her handwriting, as I watched her progress over the years of her learning to write again, I have evidence of in all these cards. And so, but I wanted to just show you one-handed, guys. My sister has one hand, and not her dominant hand, and how she affixes each one of these little guys by hand. She stamps everything. Here you go, guys. Believe in yourself. Now, seriously, if that's not inspiring, I don't know what is. It's like I just... May sunshine and flowers brighten your day. Now, this is a person who could easily feel sorry for herself, look at all her limitations. She sells these cards. She just makes them as she's capable, and she sells them. She gives them away to charity so that they can be sold for charity. She takes orders. She does custom orders for people, custom colors, custom schools, holidays. She'll do gift packs. I mean, you name it, you guys. I mean, just the enormity of the gifts that she has given me over the years, because she loves Halloween. It's like one of her favorite times a year. Just, I mean, they're endless, you guys. And so why I wanted to share this with you is I think it's obvious now, because there's absolutely inspiration in limitation. So when that's a picture of me and my sister, my mom, and my brother. And there's another one. I love this one. Her nickname is Mouse, and so I just love that. She made me a mouse card. And so, here, angels. I've always loved angels. I collect angels. I've always talked to angels all my life. So there you go, guys. An angel. And look, a butterfly. Here we go. So look, you guys. Seriously, all these cards, almost all of these were made. Look at them all. These were years and years worth. And when I go back, I'm looking to see, okay, these were made before, and then so many of these after. And then when I watch her, oh, here's an Easter card. So when I look at the handwriting and I think, what she has chosen. Oh gosh, I hope this isn't making too much noise for you guys. So what she's chosen as a limitation is truly, look at this, you guys. It's truly an inspiration for all of us. And so I've been wanting to share this for quite some time now. And so this April, this spring, this equinox, this age of Aquarius has, it's been about coming out of ourselves and transforming and, taking off the mask, being authentic, being our beautiful selves, and transforming each other by embracing our own. And I don't even like to use the word limitation anymore, but being in the inspiration through limitation. And I think of my friend Reiki, with Will with Reiki with Will, unlimit yourselves. Because that's what this is all about, unlimiting ourselves. And he's having his hangout tonight, Thursday nights, typically on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Reiki with Will Mitchell. And he and I are doing, he is channeling for the first time the Saturday Human Colony webinar. So he's going to be doing that this Saturday, and I'm happy to host for him. And so I'm very excited about that as well. And so you can usually see him in the background of the Human Colony webinars. He's usually there behind Jim, lending his support and holding the energetic and angelic spaces for Jim as he channels the Saturday webinars. And so this time we get to see him in front of the camera. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And I get the joy of being his host. So thanks, Will. And so that's Saturday live stream on Google Hangouts, and it'll be on YouTube. And you can go to hucolo.org, HUCOLO.org, and it'll be a live free participation link so that you guys can join in, and it'll be a lot of fun, lots of light languages, and I'm sure he'll have lots of beautiful messages to offer for us all. And in light of that, I wanted to conclude this portion of this multidimensional message with all of you in unlimiting ourselves, in remembering our magic of becoming one with ourselves, embracing our own divinity, of shining where it is that we're guided to shine. I'm loving seeing how all of you are coming out of your shells, yourselves, and transforming and starting your own channels. And hey, I just love it. Bright Celtic Moon. I'm so happy to see you out there sharing your love and your light and your languages and symbols. And it's been a little while since I've been writing. I write a lot of symbols on my own, but it's been a little while since I've been sharing them because there's just so much time and there's so many things I want to do with you guys. And so I wanted to end this co-creation today with these last few minutes together with an oracle message from our guides. And I was feeling very shamanic energy once again, animal spirit energy. This idea, I was really getting the message from the avian collectives, the swans. That's something I've been wanting to look up recently too, is this looking up the swan animal spirit guide totems. And I've been really immersed in this idea that we are the earth magicians, that we are here to remind each other of our magic. We're here to remind each other that the magic within each of us is contained within our limitation, because it's our limitation that identifies the thing that we need to actually then focus on. It's what is it, how is it serving you, and what is it showing you? You know, when I write, like right now I'm thinking about we have blind musicians, for example. I'm thinking about Stevie Wonder and the idea of musicians. Think about how many musicians are out there that we consider limited, yet they are. Ray Charles, another blind one. So I'm sightless. I'm thinking, okay, but it's because they had a gift to share with the world, and had they only focused on the fact that they couldn't see, they would have never explored the fact that they could bring us such joy and such harmony in our hearts, and make us see who we are through be an inspiration through their limitation. So we're being asked now by our guides and our angels to actually become inspirations in light of what we call our limitations, and stop looking at our limitations as something that's negative, that there's something wrong. I'm going to take another pause and have a little drink here. I had to laugh at the synchronicity again, because I realized I'm drinking ruby red grapefruit juice. Ruby red. So there we go. So I just wanted to remind everybody that, I was just thinking again about my sister, and how I think I mentioned that she also volunteers once a week at the hospital. Well, she has to go down the stairs, take a little bus. She gets there, she's got to walk all the way to the end, punch in like as an actual volunteer at the hospital, and then she's got to walk all the way down the corridor and then take her seat. And so she's actually busier than me. She goes out to lunch. She's always doing something. She's always helping people. She's always going places, and she enjoys taking care of other people and giving to other people. So that's what brings her joy. So, I just wanted to, I don't know, I guess, maybe share my own appreciation for my own mirror, a reflection to show me even how she reminds me by reflection as my sister, how where am I hiding behind my own perceived limitations? What's keeping me from doing the things I should be and can be doing, that I'm physically capable of, that for whatever reason I'm not doing, that I want to be doing? That's my highest excitement and joy. So she truly is an inspiration to me through what one would perceive as a limitation, And so, and when we see people like that, instead of looking at them as being weaker, or, okay, well, if everybody chose this, then, well, I consider her a stronger person than I, because I could not do what she's doing. I couldn't. And so I know that. And so when I think about the things that I have, chosen as my own limitations throughout my life, I think, wow, boy, am I grateful. Am I grateful? So I just wanted to share that part of a private part of me that I thought was really necessary, that somebody needed to hear. And so in conclusion, I'd like to finish this with an oracle blessing, an oracle reading, that now I had already cleared the cards and shuffled and pulled the cards right beforehand, so that as not to take any more time, because I knew that there was a lot of things that they wanted me to cover. And so the very first card that I pulled, and this was the Sacred Traveler deck by Denise Lynn. is crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. Healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. And look at this beautiful card as it's crossing the bridge, this beautiful light bearer, way shower, carrying the light, crossing this gorgeous bridge. The moonlight is shimmering on the water beneath, carrying this gorgeous golden torch, stepping over the bridge, ready, knowing it's time for healing. And when I hear mending bridges, crossing bridges, burning bridges. What bridges do you need to cross? What bridges do you need to mend? Where is resentment being held for whatever reason? The angels are here now. That's preventing you from walking across that bridge and connecting and mending yourself and releasing. And it's interesting because I kept being guided to my healing stone here. So, and it's gold imprinted, and I think is that Agilite. And so, and the green. So you've got these healing greens, the bridge, and all the green around it. Heart energy, carrying the light, crossing the bridge. What bridges do we need to mend? What bridges do we need to burn? And actually, when we think about burning bridges, really it's just about letting go, releasing. When we burn a bridge, we're releasing something that we know is no longer healthy for us. Healing. And really, it's just a matter of raising our vibration so that we can fly, so we can walk across that bridge. And interestingly, the next one I pulled was the Falcon card. Act on the opportunity that's before you and commit to it without equivocation. So what is it that you, what opportunity is coming, have you been presented with, or is coming or will come your way, that you need to act on with this in integrity, with your solar energy, to go with courage and stamina and say, I'm ready to fly free. I'm ready to walk across the bridge. I'm ready to do something differently. And nobody else is going to tell me what my heart wants anymore. Nobody. And it's surrounded by green. Here we have green energy, heart, the teal. Look at the teal energy. Look at all that beautiful teal heart energy around there. And the yellow on the breast of the bird. So here we've been talking, and his yellow feet just perched up there. The peregrine falcon. I just absolutely love this. And you're not going to believe this, guys. The next card. See, you just can't make this crap up. So here we are. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. Then we get acting on the opportunity. And then now here we are. The next one, the eagle, communion. And look at the light. Communing with our higher selves, communing with the highest spirit realms, communing with the one light, the one unity, our own heart light, listening to the spirit guide, seeing it from the higher point of view. The only communion that is important is the one with you in your heart. That is the only communion, and you and your source, you and your inner spirit, your inner light, your sun. That is the only way you're going to see from the higher perspective, is when you see it from your light. And look at the beautiful red. I was actually thinking about the talking stick today that he's holding, and it's actually got a blue feather attached to it, and it's got the red grounding energy and a blue feather. And then here we are talking about feathers, and that's next. So I don't know if can you see the feather? And there he is, sitting on the mountain. And that's how I feel when I'm out here, sitting on my mountain here, looking at the eagle in just reverence. I'm just in shock and joy, and I'm in just such an emotional communion. And I think it's even conveyed sometimes when I'm sitting there, because I'm just like, if only you guys could feel what I'm feeling when I'm looking at them. It's just, I hope that I am, because it's such a profound feeling. It's like, and I can literally, all of us have this capability, but I have literally have the ability to become anything and see the world through its eyes. I can become it. I can become the stone, the water, and speak through it. I can see what the eagle sees as it's perched from the tree, and I could say, show me what you see, and I can see everything down below. You all have that capability. This is what this light is here to show us. We're here to carry the light for each other so we can cross that bridge and commune with ourselves. And it's interesting too, as I walked by, because before I go on to the very last card, I was walking through the room again, and as I got up to stretch, and I saw this laying there, gathering your tribe. And look at the bright light behind there. And we've got the three abodes there, the three teepees, and this idea of unity. And it's also the triangular symbol. And I felt, I was like seeing it like at the antenna on top. I was feeling like this was the, connection to source up here, and the light behind it, and us feeling comfortable together, finding our tribe. But it, and gathering our tribe and frequency and all that. And it's not just about, gathering our tribe is about understanding your tribe is all that is. Everything. That's your tribe. And yes, we're human. We're having a human experience, but your tribe is oneness, unity, the connection to all things, the knowing that you are part of that magic spark, that you are that one spirit, and that you are communing with the higher aspect of yourself. When you are communing, you're communing with that one light, and that is your tribe. That is our tribe, the light. And Milhakoria pasonoria shatuelehama kwa apusata sina ruaba koshana. Pelatesha sonokoriam barsi italia sosa. So the final card and the conclusion to this inspirational message from our guides, the angels of the white light, showing us our own white magic. The last card I pulled was Smudging Ceremony. And I'm loving the view on here because it's the mountains, the sky, all the colors, the greenery, and the bundle there waiting for the cleansing, the healing, the releasing. And the backs of these cards, this is the Native Spirit deck from Denise Lynn, the animal, it was the messages from your animal spirit guides up from Stephen Farmer, and where's the other one? And the Earth Magic deck, also by Stephen Farmer. And so this is from the Native Spirit, the Smudging Ceremony. And I just saw the 111 timestamp. So again, this idea of this energy of 11 and 1 and unity and walking through the portal and the gates, and this idea of 11, the year 2018. This smudging ceremony, and now in this one I was actually guided to read at least a portion of it. Oops, I lost my page, guys. Sorry. Here it is. But before we begin, well, here. All right, we'll read it first. Okay, they said read it first. Okay, so the card meaning, let go of the past, purify, detox, release. Now, you just can't make this stuff up, guys. Healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. That was the first card. This is the last. That's why they asked me to read at least part of this. Let go of the past, purify, detox, release whatever doesn't serve or support you in your life. Cleanse your body and environment by doing space clearing and clutter clearing. Again, here we are in the spring in the Northern Hemisphere. Let go of the old, discarded, and unused to make way for new energy and new beginnings. eat lightly. And today I've been fasting actually all day today on water, juices. So today I was actually guided to eat very lightly today. So that's very interesting. Drink lots of fresh water and consume food with strong life force. And actually I've been eating just primarily veggies. So interesting. Oh, and my fruit juice. Here we go. Thank you, Spirit. Your native spirit wants you to know smudging is a native tradition that involves using the smudge of burning herbs to symbolically wash a space sorry, that made me pucker. In a space in a ceremonial manner. Sometimes your energy field or the energy field of your environment becomes so cluttered and dingy that you can't see the world around you clearly and you have trouble hearing the messages from your soul. When you take the time to purify yourself and your environment, not only do you feel lighter and brighter, but you're also a clearer channel for the light. The brilliance that pours through you can heal and help many people. But first, the path has to be clear. The journey. Using the smoke of incense or sage, cup your hands into smoke and wash over the top of your head, saying, "That I think clearly." Then cup the smoke to your eyes, saying, "That I may see the truth." Next, bring the smoke to your throat area, saying, "That I may speak the truth." Finally, waft the smoke to your heart area, saying, "That my heart be open." And the reason why I chose, that was the last card. And it was interesting because then they asked me to read that. And I was guided to my 3 feathers, my 3 white feathers. And this last being the last one that I was given is the symbol and the sign for white magic. And these 2 were feathers that I had prior collected. So they also told me to grab my white ribbon and to tie these together and to wrap it around 3 times. To help us together have a purifying ceremony where these messages are integrated into our light bodies. And to remind you that you are always loved and supported and that you cannot walk off the path of divinity, for you are divine. Priests and priestesses, gods and goddesses, for you all walk within the light. And that you inspire another simply by becoming the story in which you came to explore. And this now will become a part of our body, mind, and spirit cleansing and smudging ceremony. And here I have a solid brass vessel. I like that word vessel because we're all vessels. And in it I have my Palo Santo, which was actually a gift from Will. And it was on the table that we had our crystal grid laying on at our Beyond Belief retreat in Arkansas, in Hot Springs, Arkansas. And it was a magical event. And I believe it was the beginning. Well, I know it was the beginning of the Aquarian fire for me, or the identification for me of the Aquarian fire within me. And so here we offer and invite the gratitude of all of us together within this flame of the Aquarian fire in this age of Aquarius, bringing our Holy Spirit into this now, into the age of Aquarius, and being here now together in this one light. Sorry, I'm going to itch. And to understand that the past and the present and the future all reside right now. And we are simply reverberating love back and forth. So I'm going to light my Palo Santo. And I also have a sage stick in here. And this is a very powerful Palo Santo wood. It's very powerful and very cleansing, and it smells just so beautifully amazing. And I also have a cinnamon stick. And a cinnamon stick. Cinnamon is extremely high dimensional. It's clearing, clarifying. It actually allows us to access higher dimensional information, to integrate it. And it can also be burned. There's my sage. And we also have I also have a bay leaf, B-A-Y. It's the same bay leaves that we cook with. Each of these are, and of course sage, which I don't have any dried sage right now. So this is why I'm using my sage sticks here. Mulako marasate. Matuesherako nebara. Miku. Sero sebigaro ko emose shonukoa polian barsore shabikiawa. Ser sunu porungo aposo washana leka. Plehu mayongo sabalon hamo kola satashewa halawama. Mario aku heana senayada ku he sinaya letenahi senaya shekuha shunayana lekashate lenate hela sotosho sobuguabu ser sunubrioguasha jamejaliandoro sobuguabaina leha sosobaya so somokon soposhrekandosa talinga lohamola wakalesa. We thank you, spirits. We thank you, guides. We thank you, our ancestors, those who walked upon the earth and those who are physical and non-physical, who have always been a light guiding us, helping us across the bridge between the dimensions, between the frequencies. We thank you for being with us now as we ignite this holy fire within us. And we know that we are guided and supported, and that you are here with us now and always, and that yet we must remember to invite your guidance for beings of free will. Beings of free will. What is it that you will? What is it that you wish to will freely within you? What is it that you need to clear and cleanse and declutter and activate and release? No guarisha wahamoa alosnoresha kaliana ki. Mahonga yonda saluan boko sharo guamboana lihao kosononasha. Mitori sebogoa satoshami elako pashalehema payana. Sebosani ki itikia likia masho paleso. Sai warua bakali haungo shore sadi ayu wala nanana kola kulpa ko. Mishi boawo sopo haungo ya setera sanarianga sete. Lihimo ako aposoto shapo hama onko aposoto soporiango she werngoya inaniana. Seto ringia satiki alamba sato shiro hambogore satashi ingia satasili inonea. Lehinoa pa alaki satashi ungopo. Piliato somo. Sheko yanda siti ananabe osatopasiti shino umbogoa bohalo kumbe kishanati tekila. Pieshoya. Simuria soporia hana guapo soto sopora anakaleko soporoshana. And even the abundance that arrives at your doorstep. Yatoya. Amoko asatoshabe alikia. Yawosatoshia. Ask and it is given. Yoposatoshabika umo asatosoborhungo apo otashe. Taringa yawahalai nananakala. Ask and it is given. It is delivered. It is delivered to the doorway to your soul. Boho goashatoke. Baiwa. Wave your white feather, your magic wand of belief and knowing you beyond belief is knowing. And knowing is pure and calm and loving. It is sure and content. And knowing is bold and supportive and supported. Knowing is unconditional love. And there is no resentment. There's no sorrow in love. There is no need to be sorry in love. Oh, Satasha. Yako, I forgot. I was reminded today of Love Story, the movie Love Story. An old movie, Ryan O'Neal, Ally McGraw. A beautiful story. And the words, forever, were given. Love means never having to say you're sorry. And how synchronistic. Sorry, guys. It was a really sad movie, but it was really good. For any of you seen it, you'd know. But it wasn't sad because we understand now, and it's a beautiful ending, conclusion to the beginning of this purifying message. It's about a woman who was making her transition and understanding that when there is unconditional love with ourselves, you don't have to apologize to yourself for being who you are. You don't have to apologize to the world, to creation, for being who you are. You don't have to be sorry for anything. When someone comes to you and you unconditionally love them and they are saying they're sorry for something, when there is no judgment, there is no need for forgiveness, there's no need for sorrow. There's no need for repentance. There's no need for judgment. Love, unconditional love, means never having to say you're sorry because you're beautiful and you're perfect the way you are. Stop apologizing to yourself for who you are and stop apologizing to the world for who you want to be. Stop apologizing to yourself for who you want to be. Show your peacock colors. Be yourself. Be your inner light. Be the prism. Be everything you came to be. Now, in this age of Aquarius, it's the time to bring this holy fire, this Aquarian fire light, this beautiful blue, indigo, violet, white crystal light, and see this magic. See how the energy built up and you need to speak your truth to take you to your highest vision, to become this ultraviolet understanding, this crystalline prism that you are. You're beautiful and you're perfect the way that you are. Like every single crystal has its own colors and its own attributes. You are an alchemy of love. You are an alchemy of love. Yalo koi ampaso toshaniki. Seriki mai wo unti asapulu hamako aposho toko yampa iwo koise shaniki. No hao ko apaso no shiba iwana. And I thank you for spending the treasure of what you call time with me as I share these moments with you of my light, my source, my inspiration, my own limitations, going beyond my own limitations, that I may be even the minutest seed of inspiration, of light and love for you. And thank you to all of you for sharing your rays of light by way of love and comments, and calling me for your guidance and supporting me and what I do in my energy, and through private sessions and through your donations and through sharing these videos and through letting me know how this has inspired you to come out and show your colors, that you began your journey in a new way of joy. Because remember, the word journey itself begins and contains and ends the word joy. La homokoya satoshe ki anase. I give you my heart and I thank you for sharing yours with mine, for we are really all the same light, the same heart, the same shining star. Lakianonia satesikia sashisiana. I love you. Mikuarea sanopo o koea satashewa sano uroche tikia. I love you. Mahalo. Namaste.